Here are the horoscopes for the week of June the 3rd to the 9th, 2013. As the sun passes through the sign of Gemini, we're beginning to feel a bit quicker, a bit more inspired, hopefully. It's an air sign. It's to do with the way that we process thought and express ourselves. And it's a lighter feeling, a little bit like a beehive. It's more buzzy, it's more sociable, it's quick moving, and it's that nice bright summer feeling as the sun goes through this sign. But to be honest, this week and the coming weeks is going to feel a lot more watery as we have a number of things going on in the signs, in the water signs. So Mercury's just gone into Cancer, and Mercury's going to go all the way through that sign to 23 degrees and then go retrograde, which is appearing to go backwards. And this often causes us to revise and rethink and reschedule and realign. So all the way back to 13 degrees and then turn forwards again. And it won't be leaving the sign of Cancer until the 9th of August. So this is a long run of Mercury in a water sign. And water is about our emotional memory, because our cells in our body have a membrane around them. And that's where our emotional memory is housed, mem being the word for water. So with the Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, passing from its home sign into Cancer, this is where our thoughts and our emotional memories will need to be brought into alignment. They may be out of coherence to begin with, and what you'll get with a retrograde period is when the planet goes into the sign and goes forwards, that can bring things to awareness. When it turns around and appears to go backwards, that's when we revise and rethink and recalibrate. And then when it turns around and appears to go forwards again, that's when we should notice the benefits of the changes that we've made. So I imagine we're going to be feeling a lot of things coming up from the past, because Cancer is the sign of the mother and the womb. And Mercury is going to be taking us back in our minds to times when we felt certain emotions. We may suddenly be time travelling back to when we were 5 or 6, triggered by a current day event, but then reminiscent of the memories of that time, in order that we can clear a lot of stuff, because water's a retentive element, and quite often we hold on to all these emotional experiences when they've long served us and they could be just rinsed off. So this is going to be a very, very powerful rinsing period where we can lose a lot of weight, lose a lot of retention, if we concentrate on aligning our thoughts and our emotions together in truth. So Mercury's just gone into Cancer. On Monday we have Venus joining. So Venus is going to be that more, again, it's an emotional frequency planet, or it triggers some of our emotions inside of us. But it's also what we value, what we care about, and how we create. It's our connection to nature, music, food, love. So I think that this is a great opportunity for us to actually tune into our own nurture and who we love, what we love, and show some love, really, just to enjoy the creative feminine aspects of ourselves and the nurture that goes with it. By Friday, we have Neptune going retrograde. So Neptune is more to do with our spiritual centre, like a tuning fork. It's what resonates. It's undeniable. It's not to do with the rational brain. It's not to do with questioning. It's not to do with having to know. There's that tonal feeling inside of us that just knows when something's true, and our direct connection to source. So when Neptune goes retrograde, and this will be for at least 6 months, we've got a chance to go backwards, go inwards. It's a magnetic quality, and really get to the core of what's truly important. So it's not really about going out and healing and going out and showing yourself on the outside as a spiritual person, or getting involved in all the clubs and activities and workshops and things. It's a bit more about taking it all inside and finding the true simplicity within. On Saturday we have the new moon in Gemini, and that will bring a bit more of that Gemini activity to us, as that will be quite buzzy, and that involves Mars and Jupiter as well. So we have Mars, Sun, Moon and Jupiter all in the sign of Gemini. After an emotional week, this might be a bit more light-hearted, and it's certainly a chance to expand your mind. With Mars and Jupiter in there, we have the drive and the wisdom to clear out some of our mental pathways. So in a way, this is a deeply healing week, because we can rinse off some of our emotional debris, and we can clear the mental pathways as well. So we'll see that by the end of this week, if we've signed on to this task, then you should be feeling lighter both mentally and emotionally. So this is a really great week for all of that activity. And then finally, this week we see the formation of a grand trine in the water signs, which will last until August. So we have a host of planets going over the sign of Cancer, but we still have Saturn in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. So there's activities going on in each of the signs that are of the element of water. And this trine holds pretty much right until August. So this emotional work is not going to just be a flash in the pan. It's not going anywhere. It's something that we can really tune into, dive into, immerse ourselves in, and come up for air with that Gemini new moon, which might be a good opportunity to set some intentions that are in alignment with your soul's desire and not what the personality thinks it wants. So that's the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.